Whether you like it or not, cash jobs are a way of the world, and a ton of people are earning an income this way. Now, I know this is going to be a little bit controversial, but today I'm going to be talking about a whole whack load of cash jobs where you can earn significant income. I'm also going to explain the pros and cons of working one of these type jobs and what happens if you fail to report your income to the government. So let's jump right into it. First of all, loads of people are doing these cash jobs. In the US, it's an absolute disaster. That's why Trump is actually trying to push for the immigrants to move out of the country because he's not capable of taxing those people for some of the income that they've earned. But it's happening all over the place. And I know a lot of people that are doing these cash jobs may not be doing something intentional to hurt anyone or to steal money from the government, but they just may not be aware of some of the risks involved in working these cash jobs. Now, I know people myself that have been working cash jobs for their entire career, 20, 30 years. And some of these people have never, ever gotten into trouble with any government. So, is it a major risk? Let's find out. So, here's some of the cash jobs that I've been able to look up and find for you. I created this list and I've annualized the potential income somebody could be making if they worked one of these cash jobs. Now, this is based on 50 weeks in a year. So 2 weeks vacation, just like everybody else, and working a full-time job in one of these cash job positions. The first one that I'm going to be talking about is babysitting in nanny services. So it looks like people are making between $15 and $25 an hour. I know after COVID, this increased drastically. So I think most people are making closer to that $25 per hour range. So that would net you about $30,000 to $50,000 a year. The next one is dog walking or pet sitting, which is also a huge business. So for dog walking and pet sitting, they make between 15 and $30 an hour and $30,000 to $60,000 a year. House cleaning, $20 to $40 an hour. I know my house cleaners, we pay them $30 an hour each, and two of them come into the house every single time to get it done in, I think, about 3 hours is what they take. So $20 to $40 an hour for house cleaning. You can make between $40,000 and $80,000 a year. It's huge. Lawn care and landscaping between $15 and $30 an hour, netting you $30 to $60,000 a year. Handyman services, so just working as a handyman, going into houses, fixing plumbing, this, that, whatever, between $50 and $100,000 a year. Now, if you're not making between $50 and $100,000 a year now, these are easy jobs that you can do to earn a significant income. Next is window washing. Can you believe this? $20 to $35 an hour, netting $40 to $70,000 a year. Insane, right? Junk removal is between $20 and $30 an hour, giving you $40,000 to $60,000 a year. Car detailing between $15 and $25 an hour. I know that's a little bit of a tough gig, but if you just advertise yourself on one of the Facebook Marketplace or something like that, you could probably pick up some car detailing jobs between $30,000 and $50,000 a year. Event setup and breakdown between $15 and $20 an hour, netting you $30,000 to $40,000 a year. Personal shopping and errands, 30 to 50 grand a year. It's crazy. Bartending's always been a job where they pay you hourly, but also you get tips, and a lot of people don't claim those tips. So bartenders can make up to $75,000 a year. Wait staff and servers up to 50 grand a year. I actually know some waiters that are making more than that. Catering assistants up to 50 grand a year. Street food vendors, $20,000 to $60,000 a year. Food delivery between $30,000 and $50,000 a year. Now there's all of these, Uber delivery and Instacart and all these different formats where they will deliver your groceries right to your door. It pays good money. It can be worth it. It looks like baking, selling homemade goods can make up to 60 grand a year. I didn't know that. That's huge. Artistic and creative jobs. So look at this. Freelance photography, up to 200 grand a year. This is like photographers doing weddings, probably birthdays, kids being born, that type of thing. 200 grand a year. Can you imagine? It's insane. Street performance up to 40K a year. Craft sales 50 grand a year. Graphic design $120,000 a year. So graphic design, there's these websites like Fiverr, there's Upwork, there's a bunch of them, and you can go in, you can advertise yourself as a graphic designer and bid for jobs. Basically, is the way it works, and so you can make 120K a year just doing that. Painting murals and custom artwork up to 100 grand a year. I actually have a customer right now that does this, and I was able to get her a pretty good mortgage. She did claim that incomes, but a lot of people don't. Private tutoring between $20 to $60 an hour, so 120K a year. That's huge. So if you know your stuff, you can become a tutor and make some really good side money, or full time. Sports coaching can make up to 100 grand a year. Test prep assistants, 60,000 to $120,000 a year. I would imagine that's for post-secondary school. I've never done it myself. I didn't even know this was a thing, but people are making a lot of money doing it. Art and dance classes between $40 and $100,000 a year. Swim lessons, $40 to $80,000 a year. Let's look at the trades. This is huge, and I think this is where a lot of revenue is lost in the governments, is because a lot of the tradespeople don't claim this income. I see it every day. I'm a mortgage broker, so I see them come in, I see their bank statements with all this money in it, but then they're not claiming the income with the government. So carpentry can make you 100 grand a year. Plumbing, 120 grand a year. I think that plumbers can actually even make more than 120 grand a year. Electrical work up to 120 grand a year. Appliance repair, 40 to $100,000 a year. Flooring installation, 100 grand a year to install flooring. Oh my God. Furniture assembly up to $50,000 a year. Now let's look at transportation and delivery. So moving services, just moving people from house to house, or moving offices, up to $80,000 a year. Ride share up to 60 grand a year. This is crazy. Let's look at the next category, event work. So there's some money in this category, big money. I think I'll just kind of summarize this. Event photography and videography up to 200K a year. Party planners, 80 grand a year. Wedding officiant, 75,000 bucks a year. DJs and live band performances between $50 and $150,000 a year. It's crazy. And the list goes on. Agricultural work, fruit picking, beekeeping, fishing and hunting. I mean, people are making between $40 and $100,000 a year in this category. Technology and online services. This looks like the most profitable category here. If you look at the numbers that we have in this section, we've got computer repair, people making between 40 and 100K a year. Website design and development up to $200,000 a year. Again, you can go on websites like Fiverr to find jobs, and those jobs will pay you out up to $200,000 a year, and you can take on as many of them as you possibly can or want. Depending on how hard you want to work. So tech tutoring, up to $80,000 a year. Digital marketing, $100,000 a year. This is a industry that's been growing a lot. Myself, as a mortgage professional, I have hired digital marketers online and had some pretty significant success with it. I know real estate agents do it a lot too. A lot of different industries probably should, if they want to get more into their own type of marketing. Social media management up to 100K a year. This is also rapidly growing, this social media management. Let's look at other miscellaneous jobs. There's mystery shopping. They pay up to 50,000 a year. Focus groups pay up to 30K a year. Haircutting, barbering, up to $80,000 a year. I don't know any barbers making that kind of money, but I know some of the ones that own the businesses themselves are earning that and more. But doing it under the table, I have a hard time believing you're going to make 80 grand unless you're really good at marketing or have a really good customer base. I do remember my grandma at one time when she closed down her beauty salon. She had some customers that still wanted to see her in her home, and she did the under the table thing for a little while, and earned a little bit of income off of it. But it was nothing like this. It was just kind of a plaything. Makeup artists making $100,000 a year. That's crazy, but I believe it for weddings and birthdays, that type of thing. Temporary construction labor, up to $60,000 a year. Snow removal, up to $60,000 a year. I believe it. If you're in, I'm in Canada, so it's cold here. It snows all the time, and I believe that a person could easily make $60,000 a year in snow removal. Home organizing, up to $80,000 a year. Tailoring and alterations, 60 grand a year, and scrap metal collection, $50,000 a year. So that's the entire list. So let's talk pros and cons of this. The first pro that I think that there is that you can make fast money. I mean, if you need to earn income now, there's somebody out there that's going to want to hire you for one of these cash type jobs. So you can make money off of this right away. Flexibility, you can really decide when and how you want to work. There's no middleman in a cash job, so you don't have to pay any gig fees. So, for example, I was explaining that Fiverr system. So basically, or you can even talk about like Uber as a form of this. So you have to pay the company a fee for the work that you've done if you work for one of these companies, or if you're getting a job through one of these companies. But if you're getting the job yourself and it's a cash job, you don't have to pay anyone else. And diversity. So if you're good at multiple things, there's always going to be a job for you in a day. So let's take an example of a handyman type person. Well, they may have a plumbing trade, they may have a gas pipe fitter trade. Any of these things they can take on a job for. They can also take on small odd jobs for things that they know how to do. So if they know how to replace toilets, then they can advertise as somebody that replaces toilets. I have one guy that installed all of the TVs in my house, and he does appliance repair, but he advertised himself as TV installer. And so I hired this guy to install the TVs in my house. And he installed, I think there are 9 or 10 TVs in the house. And then I had a problem with my fridge. He goes, I can do that stuff too. And I found out later that he was an appliance repair person that learned how to install TVs. So you can advertise yourself multiple ways to get one of these cash jobs. So let's talk cons. Cons, there are definitely some. So there's a lack of stability. The jobs are not always going to be coming in unless you niche down and you become really, really good at it. There are absolutely no benefits. So if you're planning on, or if you have a family and you need to provide benefits to your family, health benefits, dental, that type of thing, you're not going to get any benefits if you're doing cash jobs. So all that money that you're making, you need to bank some of it for medical. There's no paper trail. And this is one of the problems in my industry. So when one of these cash job people come to me and they say, Sean, I want a mortgage, I say, well, I can't get you a mortgage because there's no proof of where this money came from. What job did it come from? No idea. Did you claim it to Revenue Canada or the IRS or whatever government you need to claim to? No, they don't, most of them. So I can't use that. I can get them approved through alternative lenders if they have a good down payment, but the paper trail is important if you're looking to get loans. And of course, there are legal risks if you don't claim your income. So that's one of the big things. And legal, when I say legal risk, it can come in the form of fines. It can come in the form of potential jail time. It's considered a form of fraud by the courts. So I'm not saying cash jobs are bad in any way. I think they're great, and a lot of people are earning a significant income off of it. I do think that the income should be reported, but who am I to say anything? Like, it doesn't really matter. So if you're working one of those cash jobs, good for you. Do what you want. Out of my control. I'm not a financial advisor, and I don't care what people do. But I wanted to teach you this so that you know that there's opportunity out there to go and pick up one of these cash jobs or even do it on the side. Listen, do me a big favor. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Great chatting with you.